Seattle, Washington, is often called one of the most haunted cities in America because of its dark history and hidden past. Built over old graveyards, fire ruins, and underground streets, the city holds many restless spirits. Historic hotels, markets, theaters, and hospitals report ghost sightings, strange noises, and cold shadows. Heavy rain, fog, and long nights give Seattle an eerie atmosphere that makes its haunted legends feel frighteningly real. Now we will visit the most haunted places in Seattle. Number 1. Hotel Sorrento. Hotel Sorrento in Seattle, Washington is widely known as one of the city's most haunted and mysterious hotels. Built in 1909, the hotel has hosted countless guests, and many believe not all of them ever left. The most famous spirit is Alice B. Toklas, wife of the hotel's architect. After her husband's sudden death, Alice reportedly threw herself down the hotel's staircase. Guests and staff claimed to see a woman in early 1900s clothing wandering the halls or standing silently on the stairs. Room 408 is considered the most haunted. Visitors staying there report flickering lights, sudden cold air, unexplained knocking, and the feeling of being watched. Some guests say items move on their own, while others hear footsteps in empty corridors late at night. Hotel employees have also shared stories of elevator doors opening by themselves and phones ringing with no one on the line. In the famous Hunt Club Lounge, patrons have reported shadow figures, whispers, and glasses moving slightly on tables. Many guests wake up feeling uneasy, as if someone stood beside their bed during the night. With its tragic history, eerie atmosphere, and countless eyewitness accounts, Hotel Sorrento remains a true haunted landmark of Seattle, attracting ghost hunters and brave visitors from around the world. Number 2. Pike Place Market. Pike Place Market in Seattle, Washington is often called one of the most haunted locations in the city because of its long, tragic history and underground spaces. Opened in 1907, the market was built above former burial grounds and later expanded with tunnels and basements that many people believe trapped restless spirits. One of the most famous ghosts is Princess Angeline, the daughter of Chief Seattle. Witnesses say her spirit appears near the market wearing a long dress, quietly watching visitors. Shop owners have reported items moving on their own, doors opening without reason, and the feeling of being touched when no one is nearby. Below the market is Ghost Alley, a narrow passage where employees and visitors often hear footsteps, whispers, and knocking sounds. Some people feel sudden cold air or see shadow figures vanish into walls. The old Butterworth building, now home to Kells Irish Pub, was once a mortuary. Workers there report objects flying, lights flickering, and an angry male spirit known for violent activity. Late at night, when the crowds disappear, security guards describe seeing figures walking through locked areas. With its hidden tunnels, dark past, and countless eyewitness accounts, Pike Place Market remains one of Seattle's most terrifying and truly haunted places. Number 3. Moore Theater. Moore Theater in Seattle, Washington, is one of the city's oldest theaters and is often described as one of its most haunted. Opened in 1907, the theater has hosted thousands of performances, and many believe some spirits never left after the final curtain fell. Staff and performers often report unexplained footsteps echoing through empty hallways late at night. Security guards have seen shadowy figures moving across the stage when the building was locked and completely empty. One of the most common experiences is the strong smell of cigar smoke, even though smoking has been banned for decades. The smell appears suddenly and vanishes just as quickly. Actors waiting backstage say they hear whispers, laughter, and voices coming from empty dressing rooms. Some performers feel someone tug on their clothing or touch their shoulder, only to turn around and find no one there. Lights have also been seen turning on and off by themselves during rehearsals. A popular legend speaks of a former actor or stagehand who loved the theater so much that his spirit stayed behind. Many believe this ghost watches performances from the balcony. With its dark corridors, antique design, and countless eyewitness stories, Moore Theater remains one of Seattle's most chilling and truly haunted landmarks. Number 4. Merchants Cafe and Saloon. Merchants Cafe and Saloon in Seattle, Washington is often called one of the oldest and most haunted bars in the city. Opened in 1890, the building has survived fires, crime, and decades of dark history in Pioneer Square. Many believe the spirits of former owners and troubled patrons still linger inside. The most famous ghost is believed to be a former owner named Merchant, who was reportedly killed after confronting criminals in the bar. Bartenders and customers say his spirit still watches over the saloon. People have seen a shadowy man standing near the bar sitting alone at a table, then suddenly disappearing. Staff often report glasses moving on their own, lights flickering, and cold air sweeping through the room without warning. Some customers feel a sudden chill or the sensation of being touched while seated. Late at night, when the bar is quiet, footsteps are heard upstairs where no one is present. Another spirit is said to be a woman dressed in old-fashioned clothing, seen near the staircase. She vanishes when approached. With its creaking floors, dim lighting, and violent past, Merchant's Cafe and Saloon remains a truly haunted Seattle landmark, filled with chilling and well-documented ghost stories. Number 5. Kells Irish Pub. Kells Irish Pub in Seattle, Washington is widely known as one of the most haunted places in the city, with a long and disturbing history. The building, known as the Butterworth Building, was constructed in 1903 and once served as a funeral home and mortuary. Many believe the spirits of the dead never truly left. Employees and visitors report seeing dark shadow figures moving through the pub and basement. One of the most feared spirits is believed to be an aggressive male ghost who causes violent activity. Staff have witnessed glasses flying off shelves, chairs moving on their own, and lights flickering without explanation. Some workers refuse to go into the basement alone because of sudden cold spots and a feeling of intense fear. Guests often hear whispering voices, footsteps, and knocking sounds, especially late at night when the pub is nearly empty. A woman's spirit is also said to appear near the staircase, dressed in early 1900s clothing, before vanishing into thin air. Several paranormal investigations have recorded strange voices and unexplained movements inside the pub. With its tragic past, underground rooms, and countless eyewitness accounts, Kells Irish Pub remains one of Seattle's most terrifying and truly haunted locations. Number 6. Cadillac Hotel. The Cadillac Hotel in Seattle, Washington is widely considered one of the most haunted buildings in the city. Built in 1889, the hotel once served gold miners, gamblers, and travelers during the Klondike Gold Rush. Many guests arrived full of hope, but left broken, sick, or dead, and locals believe some spirits never moved on. Today, the building is part of the Klondike Gold Rush National Historical Park, and park employees have reported many disturbing experiences. Staff members often hear heavy footsteps walking through empty hallways, even when the building is locked. Doors are known to open and slam shut on their own, and lights frequently turn on and off without explanation. One of the most common sightings is a male figure dressed in late 1800s clothing, seen standing near staircases or walking through rooms before vanishing. Some employees feel sudden cold air or the strong sense that someone is watching them, especially while working alone. In the basement, whispers and low voices have been heard coming from dark corners. Security cameras and motion sensors have also been triggered without any visible cause. With its tragic past, restless spirits, and repeated eyewitness accounts, the Cadillac Hotel remains one of Seattle's most chilling and truly haunted historic landmarks. Number 7. Arctic Club Hotel. The Arctic Club Hotel in Seattle, Washington, is often called one of the city's most haunted buildings, with strange and unique ghost stories that set it apart. Built in 1916 for wealthy Arctic explorers, the hotel still holds the energy of its unusual past. Unlike typical hauntings, many of the spirits here are said to be playful or oddly specific in their activity. Guests in the Northern Lights room have reported hearing whistling winds and footsteps, even when all windows and doors are closed. Some say they feel invisible hands lightly tugging at clothing or brushing their hair, but no one is there. A few visitors have noticed chairs rocking slowly in empty rooms, as if someone had just stood up. Staff often find strange messages written in condensation on mirrors in unused rooms, sometimes appearing overnight. In the hallways, faint smells of pipe tobacco and gunpowder are reported, linked to explorers who once stayed there. Another unusual story involves hidden laughter echoing in stairwells, sometimes sounding like a group of men celebrating a successful expedition. With these unusual and specific experiences, touches, sounds, smells, and objects moving, the Arctic Club Hotel's hauntings feel alive and personal. Its combination of history, mystery, and odd, playful spirits makes it one of Seattle's most uniquely haunted landmarks. Number 8. Owl and Thistle Pub. The Owl and Thistle Pub in Seattle, Washington is often described as one of the city's most haunted pubs, with eerie stories that make it stand out from other haunted locations. Built in the early 1900s, the pub has a long history of late-night gatherings, fights, and mysterious deaths. Many believe the energy of past patrons still lingers in the building. Visitors have reported seeing a mysterious woman in a dark dress appear at the top of the staircase before vanishing into thin air. Unlike typical hauntings, her presence is often accompanied by the faint sound of soft piano music that plays from nowhere. Staff also describe chairs sliding across the floor and glasses tipping over during quiet hours, but no one is nearby. One unique story involves the pub's back hallway, where patrons sometimes hear whistling voices arguing, as if a heated debate from decades ago is still replaying. Others have felt a cold hand gently touch their shoulder, not to scare them, but as if someone wanted attention. In the cellar, some workers report footsteps running past, followed by the sound of a door slamming repeatedly, even when the cellar is empty. With its strange sounds, ghostly figures, and unusual experiences, the Owl and Thistle Pub remains one of Seattle's most mysterious and truly haunted locations, offering chilling tales very different from other haunted bars or hotels. Number 9. Ghost Alley Espresso. Ghost Alley Espresso in Seattle, Washington is often described as one of the city's most haunted coffee shops, with strange and unusual ghost stories that set it apart. The cafe is located in Pioneer Square, above underground tunnels and old buildings, some of which date back to the late 1800s. The area's dark history of fires, deaths, and hidden alleys is said to leave restless spirits lingering. Visitors and staff report seeing a shadowy figure in a hat and coat moving quickly across the floor, then disappearing through walls. Unlike typical hauntings, this spirit does not scare people but seems curious, sometimes appearing near customers as they sip their coffee. Some employees have noticed cups and utensils rearranging themselves, as if someone invisible is organizing them. A unique story involves the upstairs hallway, where strange footsteps echo in rhythm, almost like someone is practicing a dance from long ago. Patrons have also reported hearing soft laughter or whispers while sitting alone, with no one else around. On rare occasions, the shop's old cash register rings by itself, even when the cafe is empty. With its hidden location, mysterious sounds, and interactive spirits, Ghost Alley Espresso remains one of Seattle's most unusual and truly haunted places. Its hauntings are different from other locations because the ghosts seem playful and curious rather than threatening, giving visitors both chills and fascination. Number 10. Guestner Mansion. The Guestner Mansion, also known as Georgetown Castle, in Seattle, Washington, is often described as one of the city's most haunted places. Built in the early 1900s by a wealthy family, the mansion has a dark and mysterious history filled with strange events and tragedies. Many believe the spirits of past residents never left. Visitors and explorers often report seeing shadowy figures moving through the hallways, disappearing when approached. Some witnesses have felt cold hands lightly touch their arms or shoulders, even when no one is nearby. In several rooms, doors open and close by themselves, and objects like chairs, books, or cups are sometimes moved or rearranged mysteriously. The mansion's grand staircase is another hotspot for paranormal activity. People have heard soft whispers, faint laughter, and footsteps echoing from empty rooms. In the attic, strange scratching and dragging sounds are often reported, even though no one has been up there. Some guests also notice cold spots and sudden drops in temperature in specific areas of the house. Local legends say the spirits are mostly restless, but sometimes curious or playful, interacting with visitors in strange ways. With its dark past, unexplained noises, moving objects, and shadowy apparitions, the Guestner Mansion remains one of Seattle's most terrifying and truly haunted landmarks, attracting paranormal enthusiasts and brave explorers alike. Number 11. University Heights Center. The University Heights Center in Seattle, Washington, is often described as one of the city's most haunted buildings. Originally built as a school and later used for community events, the center has a long history, and many believe that spirits of past students and staff still linger. Visitors and staff have reported hearing children's laughter and footsteps in empty hallways, even when no one is present. Some claim to see shadowy figures of children running through rooms or peeking around corners. Unlike typical hauntings, these spirits are often playful, sometimes moving objects like chairs, books, or small toys without explanation. In the auditorium, people have felt cold spots and sudden drops in temperature. Some witnesses describe doors opening and closing on their own, and lights flickering unexpectedly. Employees and paranormal investigators have also reported hearing soft whispers and conversations coming from empty classrooms. One unique story tells of a teacher's spirit who appears in the old offices, as if still checking on students. Guests say she sometimes watches silently before disappearing. In the basement, footsteps and faint voices can be heard late at night, though the area is empty and locked. With its combination of childlike energy, mysterious sounds, and shadowy apparitions, University Heights Center remains one of Seattle's most eerie and truly haunted locations, attracting both ghost hunters and curious visitors. Number 12. Canterbury Ale House. The Canterbury Ale House in Seattle, Washington, is often described as one of the city's most haunted bars, with eerie and unusual stories that set it apart. Built over a century ago in the historic Pioneer Square area, the building has a dark past involving fires, old businesses, and long-forgotten tragedies. Many believe the spirits of former patrons and workers still linger. Visitors and staff have reported seeing shadowy figures moving through the dining area and upstairs rooms. Unlike typical hauntings, these spirits often seem curious rather than aggressive, sometimes appearing near customers before vanishing suddenly. Some employees have noticed chairs shifting slightly or small objects moving on their own during quiet hours. One unique story involves the main bar area, where guests have heard faint laughter, whispered conversations, and footsteps that echo across the floor, even when the pub is empty. Patrons have also felt cold drafts sweep over them, often accompanied by the sensation of being lightly touched on the shoulder. In the basement, unusual sounds like scraping or dragging noises are sometimes heard, even when no one is present. With its long history, interactive spirits, and repeated reports of mysterious activity, the Canterbury Ale House remains one of Seattle's most chilling and truly haunted locations. Its hauntings are different from other bars because the spirits often interact in subtle, playful, and unsettling ways, creating a unique paranormal experience. Number 13. Hotel Andra. Hotel Andra in Seattle, Washington, is often described as one of the city's most haunted hotels, with unusual and chilling stories that make it stand out. Though a modern boutique hotel, it is built in a location with a long history, including former businesses and offices where tragic accidents occurred. Many guests and staff believe the spirits of past workers still linger in the building. Visitors have reported seeing shadowy figures in hallways and rooms, often vanishing when approached. Unlike typical hauntings, some of these apparitions seem curious or playful, moving silently without causing fear. Guests staying in certain rooms have felt cold spots, sudden temperature drops, and the sensation of someone standing at the foot of their bed. Staff have also noticed objects mysteriously moving, like chairs slightly shifting or items on desks being rearranged, even when rooms are empty. In the lobby, people have heard soft whispers and footsteps, as if unseen guests are walking through. Some guests also describe strange tapping sounds on the walls or ceiling, especially during quiet nighttime hours. With its combination of unexplained noises, shadowy figures, and interactive spirits, Hotel Andra offers a unique haunting experience in Seattle. Its hauntings are different from other hotels because the ghosts seem both playful and curious, making it a chilling but fascinating destination for paranormal enthusiasts. Number 14. Mayflower Park Hotel. The Mayflower Park Hotel in Seattle, Washington, is often described as one of the city's most haunted hotels, with unusual and unique stories that set it apart from other haunted locations. Built in 1927, the hotel has a long history, and many believe the spirits of former guests and employees still linger in its hallways and rooms. Unlike typical hauntings, some spirits at Mayflower Park Hotel are playful and interactive rather than frightening. Guests have reported seeing a woman in 1920s clothing walking through hallways, then disappearing when followed. In certain rooms, lights flicker, but only in patterns that seem almost like signals, rather than random flashes. Some visitors have even felt gentle taps on their shoulder, as if someone was trying to get their attention rather than scare them. Room 307 is known for unique activity. Guests report hearing old jazz music faintly playing, even though no sound system is on. and the scent of perfume or tobacco lingering in empty rooms. In the lobby, staff have seen chairs slightly moving or tables shifted, as if a spirit were arranging them. Another unusual phenomenon is hearing footsteps and murmured conversations in areas under construction or locked, suggesting spirits continue their routines from decades ago. With its interactive, playful, and oddly purposeful hauntings, the Mayflower Park Hotel remains one of Seattle's most fascinating and truly haunted places, offering experiences unlike any other hotel in the city. Number 16. Lakeview Cemetery. Lakeview Cemetery in Seattle, Washington is often described as one of the city's most haunted locations, with eerie stories that draw paranormal enthusiasts and curious visitors. Established in 1872, the cemetery holds the graves of many of Seattle's earliest settlers, prominent citizens, and tragic figures. Its long history and quiet, shadowed paths make it a hotspot for ghostly activity. Visitors and staff have reported seeing shadowy figures walking among the gravestones, vanishing when approached. Some people have felt cold hands brush against them or experienced sudden chills on warm days, as if unseen spirits are near. The most famous ghost is said to be a woman in white, wandering the cemetery's winding paths, sometimes appearing near the graves of loved ones. Many visitors hear footsteps echoing along the stone paths when no one else is present, and some have reported low whispering voices calling names or repeating phrases from long ago. Late at night, security staff have noticed flickering lights and misty shapes hovering near mausoleums. Another unique phenomenon involves the cemetery gates, which some witnesses claim open and close by themselves with no wind or human interference. With its quiet, eerie atmosphere, restless spirits, and repeated paranormal encounters, Lakeview Cemetery remains one of Seattle's most chilling and truly haunted places, offering experiences unlike any other cemetery in the city. Number 17. University of Washington. The University of Washington, Red Square buildings in Seattle, Washington, are often described as some of the most haunted places on campus. Built in the early 1900s, these historic buildings have seen decades of students, faculty, and staff, and many believe the energy of past residents still lingers. Visitors and late-night staff report hearing footsteps echoing through empty hallways, even when no one is around. Some students claim to see shadowy figures moving between classrooms or doors opening and closing by themselves. Unlike typical hauntings, some spirits appear curious rather than threatening, as if still attending lectures or walking through campus grounds. In the older lecture halls, people have reported cold spots and sudden chills, often accompanied by the faint sound of whispers or muffled conversations from empty rooms. Some witnesses also describe phantom lights flickering in hallways where no electrical issues exist. One unusual story involves the campus clock tower, where several students have seen a shadowy figure in academic robes pacing the upper floors late at night. Staff and security guards have reported feeling an invisible presence near offices and stairwells, sometimes accompanied by the faint smell of old books or ink. With its historic architecture, mysterious sounds, and shadowy apparitions, the Red Square buildings of the University of Washington remain one of Seattle's most chilling and truly haunted locations, attracting paranormal enthusiasts and curious visitors alike.